Welcome back, Guardians. This is Samlab here with a quick Strand trailer breakdown. So there is a lot to dissect here. You guys know that I did the video What is Strand, which pretty much touches on all the key notes in terms of what we can expect, but this gives us a little bit more in-depth detail. So let's watch the trailer together.
Strand flows through you as it flows through everything. Now is the time to lean into using Strand, not back away from it. Embrace where the current takes you.
What? There's like a ton of stuff in here. So I want to go back really quickly. I don't want to waste any of your time because there's many of you who have like a ton of questions. The first opening scene here, we're on, I'm going to assume Neptune or something like maybe an adjacent asteroid or somewhere on the surface of Neptune, here with Osiris, and it looks like he's mentoring us and explaining to us, teaching us how to use Strand, which would lead me to believe he's figured out how to use Strand already? Question mark? I don't know. I can't really say a whole lot because there's no lore for this. This is completely brand new territory. One of the things that I noticed very early on, is that a strand grenade we're looking at? Just FYI, you guys can let me know in the comments. I'm not really sure. This seems really cool because we get to see the Warlock. I think it's really interesting also that we're seeing the Warlock using Strand a lot, and I almost feel like maybe there's something about how the Warlock uses Strand that is a little bit different to how other classes use Strand. So I'm going to skip through frames really quickly. Here's Osiris literally like mentoring us, like teaching us how to tap into the weave. So the weave, for those who don't know, is like the matrix of Destiny. It connects everything, all living things in the universe of Destiny, and so the fact that we as Guardians are going to get access to wield this power is going to be very interesting, and I feel like we can borrow some influences from Season of the Risen, and how we would use Deep Sight, which was like a psychic ability to reveal things that weren't visible. Strand kind of taps into that a little bit more, but it's on a psychic level, I would imagine. Again, here's Osiris teaching us how to use Strand, and here we are, like, I guess weaving, bending, almost like playing with the cosmic strings of fate, if you will. I'm really fascinated by this concept and where the narrative team are taking this whole vision. There is something else that I kind of want to point out here, and it looks like Warlocks have some sort of ability where they can like literally throw and weave or unweave things, because this looks like a whole melee ability, except there are several moves here. There's like 3 different swipes that the Warlock does in this instant. I just want to play it real quickly so we can see it. right there. So it's like you were pulling strands of the weave of Strand and then also throwing them back at enemies. Really excited to see how that's going to work in the future. There is one other frame, and I kind of want to end on this note because there's a chunky element to this. I will point out this is us on the pyramid ship. Looks like Callus again has graced himself with some sort of effigy, a statue, in his pre-ascendant form, I want to assume, because this looks very Season of Opulence. We have no idea if the Leviathan ship is involved, but I would assume that ship is still valuable to Callus and he would intend to use it, or like maybe terraform the ship into a vessel that he could utilize, because it's fairly big. It's I mean, it's humongous. It's bigger than some planets. So moving on really quickly, you don't want to lose the essence. I did notice that the hunter has like a special rope dart thing move. So he fired the rope dart. He fired the rope dart and it came back to him and he catches it. I thought that was a pretty cool move. Moving on from there, there is one thing that I want to land on, which is this. When the light falls, this is pretty big, very big, because as far as we're aware, we've had no indication, apart from the Dark Future lore book, everything the Darkness has talked about, alluding to a shape, which would be the final shape. There's been no real clue in terms of if the Traveler leaves, when it leaves, is it going to be destroyed? We know Rasputin had the power, supposedly, to destroy it through Clover Spray, obviously, but we've never really had evidence of a future without the light. But here it looks like in Lightfall we're getting closer to that. Now, I don't know in what shape or form this is going to be, but I did a video called The Pale Heart, Traveler's Pale Heart, which kind of touched on this and basically discussed a future where potentially we see the light change or shift, like or change into a new shape, because Destiny's all about shapes and cycles being restarted, so it would make sense if the light was like being reborn in an essence, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Again, this is just me taking my best shot at the facts that I'm being given without too much context. So there's chunks falling from the sky, and I don't know if these are drop pods, Cabal drop pods, or fragments of things. They look like fragments of things, and I wish there was a way to like enhance this image and like zoom in on what that is dropping from the sky. But I would assume if Callus's ship is moving in on Neomuna, Cabal would be hitting the ground in drop pods, because that's usually how they invade.
Embrace where the current takes you.
So yeah, I'm pretty much going to end it here on my final thoughts on what Strand is, but if you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment section below, and thanks for watching. Remember to like and also subscribe and hit the bell notification to find out when my next video goes live. Remember that no matter what you're going through at this moment in time, you can do all things. Stay safe and Godspeed.